What's going on, guys? So just got back from watching Captain Marvel twice and I'm tired. But for the record, it's gonna be spoiler free, so don't worry about no spoilers. Ain't gonna ruin nothing for you. But just want to share a few thoughts. I'd have to say, because just going from on the internet and seeing Twitter, Instagram, people's comments and thoughts, and it's so polar opposites with how people feel about this film. And I just wanted to get off my chest that every film ain't gonna be Infinity War. You know what I'm saying? Everything ain't gonna be, what you expect to see from Avengers Endgame. It's all gonna be different types, different tones, which is what it's been through the MCU up until now. You know what I'm saying? And I went to this film expecting a nostalgic trip into the 90s, which it was. I expected to see, the introduction of Captain Marvel and a bit of her backstory, which I got, and I feel like it served its purpose. Do I feel like it was super exciting? Not so much. I feel like it served its purpose, point blank period, as far as how I feel about the film. Is it worth seeing? Definitely. I mean, for the scale of what happens in the film, there are moments in the film that you do gotta see on the big screen. It's not one of those I would say just wait till it go on wait till it goes on digital or whatever. Oh, speaking of which, I posted on Twitter like my Blockbuster card, like that. I still got it. That was a real thing. But yeah, just want to share my thoughts as far as that. I'll go much into depth with everything else at a later time, but I did want to share my thoughts as far as that. From what you see from Nick Fury, the things are setting up for later in Phase 4 with Monica Rambeau. Those things, everything just hit marks as far as serving its purpose. That's really what I feel like the film did, and I'm going to see it again. But I feel like it's one of those films to, like, the thing I left more excited about was more so what it set up going forward. And I feel like it's one of those things to where the explanation of Captain Marvel and how they're bringing her in and how they explain her powers, finally showing the scrolls. I feel like the scrolls were what I was most excited about coming out of this film than anything else. But finally getting Captain Marvel and the things that tied to that character finally being rolled in, and just looking at the vast landscape of the MCU and all the films, 20 plus films, like this was one that it was a necessary thing to be done. It's one of those things when Endgame comes around, it's one of those things that don't have to be explained. The post credits will go a little bit further than that. There's two post credits, well, a mid credit and a post credit, but you know what I'm saying, only one of them is really worth watching. The other one is like, pretty much what that was gonna be because the films that lead after. But as far as the delivery of the story that they had to give, I do like the way that they delivered it, because there's a number of ways to tell a story that has to do with someone, not trying to spoil it, but has to do with someone talking about their past and bringing that into the fold of the narrative. And I feel like it was done well, the way that they did it, because there are things that came up as certain surprises throughout the film. And once again, just the scrolls, man, because there's a number of times that the scrolls, the shape shifting kind of plays with you throughout the film. And with some of that, I kind of wish I hadn't seen what I seen in the trailers, so it would have surprised me a little bit more. But I do like the surprises that they do with the scrolls and what they do with their narrative. That kind of reminded me of our talks about Venom First Host, and showing us a different side of the scrolls. Overall, I just felt like it served its purpose. I don't want to get too spoilery on this one. We'll go into more of it on a later date. The scrolls are the most exciting part, in my opinion. The other stuff, the things with Captain Marvel and her narrative, I like the message that they're pushing with her, and it has a lot to do with her new origin and really the different direction that they're going with Captain Marvel. To me, like, the message Captain Marvel is pretty much, don't let the world tell you who or what you are or how you're limited, but to exceed beyond that by being yourself, pretty much. This is what I got from it. But I feel like it just serving its purpose is what it did. It had to hit certain marks, it hit those marks, and now it's like it's time for endgame. But top to bottom, as far as a rundown, I like the nostalgic trip. It set up what it needed to set up for phase 4. Brie Larson, she did a job as Carol Danvers. I have no problem with her playing that role. The introduction of the Skrulls, I like how the Skrulls were introduced, especially in the first scene of it, because it really gave you that Kree Skrull War kind of vibe just coming out the gates. But I really like the establishment that they set up with the Skrulls, because they can do a lot more with them now that they're introduced in the MCU. But I like that they did that. But yeah, I just want to share that with you guys. If you are going to see it, or you have seen it, you know, save your comments, you know what I'm saying, save the spoiler comments for the next one. But those are my thoughts. Just want to share that with you guys real quick. I'll get a bit more of the spoilers in a little bit later, and we'll chop it up. All right, that's it.